On March 28, 2013, the Calgary Flames were in the basement of the National Hockey League, and GM Jay Feaster decided to trade Jarome iginla to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for a 2013 first-round pick, college prospect Ben Hanowski, and college prospect Kenny Agostino. Now, this trade, as soon as it went down, I remember seeing it hit my phone. First of all, I was confused as heck because if you remember correctly, there was word he was going to Boston in the intermission. The Flames were playing that night against the Avs, and he was healthy scratch for trade-related reasons. So I'm thinking, okay, he's going to Boston. I don't remember exactly what the package was, but it included Matt Bartkowski, who ended up being a Flame anyways, and he was like a 6th or 7th defenseman. But he ends up going to the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the rumor always has been that Iggy handpicked the Pittsburgh Penguins to go to try to win a cup with, because obviously Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. And of course, there was also the Team Canada golden goal connection, Iginla Crosby. They'd gotten closer over the years, so that connection also sparked it reportedly. And as soon as the trade details came down, not only did I know it was a fleece for the Pittsburgh Penguins, but I knew that every single piece the Flames got back here was not going to help them almost in any way. And like Ben Hanowski had like a cup of coffee in the NHL with the Calgary Flames and then went over to Europe. Kenny Agostino kept having his career killed and then resuscitated like 4 different times, and every time I kept seeing him pop up, he would be on like the 4th or 3rd line. Nothing real special there. Had also a cup of coffee with the Flames. And that first round pick, people were thinking, yay, we got a first for Iggy. It was a late first. Everyone knew Pittsburgh was going deep that year, and it was going to be a very late first round pick. I believe it ends up 26th or something. It was in the high 20s, and they pick Morgan Klimchuk, who, you guessed it, only had a cup of coffee with the Flames in the National Hockey League. And it's not the fact that Jarome got traded from the Flames that's sickening. And it's not even the fact that the Flames got fleeced in the deal. I mean, literally there had been Jarome iginla trade rumors for like the previous 3 years before that. It's the fact that they got fleeced so bad on a guy that was so clearly still a superstar in the National Hockey League. This wasn't, 4-goal Jarome iginla, back end of his career. Like the Jarome iginla that went to the LA Kings is not what was gotten here in the deal. Like after this trade, he went on to score minimum 20 and in some cases 30 goals with the Boston Bruins and Colorado Avalanche. Like, this was still a superstar when the Flames traded him. Yes, they waited too long, but by no means had his value dropped so drastically to 2 unknown college prospects and an extremely late first-round pick. That was horrible. Horrible. From the second the trade was announced, everyone in Calgary cringed and knew, man, did we ever get bent over here. And now, there was a whole other era of star players that came after that. And the Flames got nothing for Johnny Gaudreau. They gave a first-round pick attached to Sean Monahan for the Habs to take him. And they lost Mark Giordano in the expansion draft for zilch. And to top it all off, yeah, they got a lot of good stuff back from Matthew Tkachuk, but now there's people in Calgary saying that this was a bad trade for the Flames. I've even seen people on Twitter saying that it's the worst trade in Flames history. I don't think it beats the Iginla one, but because of Huberdeau and even Uyghur to a certain extent, even though he picked it up, their boat anchor contracts would be what would turn this to a really bad trade for the Flames. I don't agree with that, but still, it's like every time the Flames have a star player and they have the chance to move them, somehow this player, just Chris Angel, disappears from the Flames without a trace and leaves them with nothing somehow. Every time, pretty much. Except for Joe Nieuwendyk, who got the Flames Jarome iginla in the first place. So it's just awful that it went down that way, because if they get some cornerstone pieces or even some just really solid pieces in that Iginla trade, it's just a completely different era of Flames hockey. Maybe even some core pieces that would still be here today. Who knows? So it's just such a shame that the best player in franchise history was let go for peanuts. And it's just so sad from a Flames fan perspective. And the fact that history's repeating itself from Flames fans, it's just sad, to be honest, is the only way I can really describe it. But hey, let me know what you think about the Iginla trade 10 years later now. I want to hear your thoughts on the matter. It's just Every time I look at it, I shake my head. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.